I just hit this wall of like, I don't know what to do next. This has failed. I haven't been able to shake it.
How about doing this?
Yes.
Maybe that will help you shake it.
Is it that simple?
Remember, you're not trusting your synchronicity, and there is too much insistence on the outcome.
Yeah.
When you hit a so-called wall, don't define it as a wall. Define it as an arrow pointing in an unexpected direction that is actually the path of least resistance. And stop banging your head against the wall by insisting that that's the way to go, when your higher mind is telling you this path is quicker.
Message.
Pay attention to your synchronicities and define them in a positive way. Then you'll have a positive flow and a positive experience. And then there'll be nothing to shake off. Is this making sense?
It is.
Reduce your level of insistence to 0.
The spiritual art of ancestor veneration. The spiritual art of ancestor veneration. What's up, family? What's the deal? What's the deal? Yes, sir. Celebrating Hallows Eve and the Day of the Dead. El Dia de los Muertos. What's good, family? What's good? What's good? Dreamwise here for another one. Yes, sir. I thought I would do this today because the Day of the Dead is coming up, and we need to refresh our minds in order to move into a space of understanding how to deal with your ancestors and how they communicate to you, and why you want to really get prepared for your ancestor veneration, because it will help you in this third dimension. They will assist you in this third dimension. And the more you get into the space of understanding that they are the key, the gateway, your ancestors, to moving and shifting things into your life, the more you'll start dealing with them more and more and more. So I'm going to get into it, and we're going to get deeper into the fold of it. But first, I just pulled this up. This is a clip from Panic back in the day in the class, Rising in Power to the God. And, it's Panic's, what is Panic? It's probably a year since Panic transitioned. So he's an ancestor. I say to the ancestors, baby. And if you don't know, Panic is very active in the astral if you want to get down with the get down and really get to the God. But listen to this clip on Panic speaking about ancestors.
Ancestors are people who lived on planet Earth and who have died. This gives them a special skill set that Oshun doesn't have, right? Your aunt knows how to pay rent. She knows how to get some dick at the club. She knows how to cook a hell of a pot of beans and every other thing that can possibly happen on Earth. So when you're saying, I need rent money, I need gas money, I need a better job, I need a new girl, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Ancestors. So remember I told you mundane versus advanced. Advanced, you deal with your soul, your transformation, and your general understanding and your light. Your mundane everyday needs, you call your ancestors. They have the experience of living on planet Earth, and they know your plight. Plus, they give a fuck about your stupidity. You think Oshun, who's a consciousness that's never been on Earth, cares about helping you find some random dick? You know what I'm saying? It's just, right. It's just stupid when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Oshun, help me find a lover. This motherfucking thing was created to do a task that ain't got nothing to do with your fucking I know she likes me. I gave her water. I'm her daughter. Fuck out of here. So let me say I'm the daughter of a son of a shortwave radio. It's just a fucking appliance. Who are you a child of? I'm a child of Phillips and Dell, and I'm a child of HP, my nigga. I'm the son of HP, nigga. Oh, good boy. Stupid. These are your appliances. And if I try to put my dishes in my laptop and hope that they'll come out clean, like my fucking dishwasher, Who's the fucking asshole? So if I ask Oshun to help me pay my rent and find a lover, who the fuck is the asshole? She represents the love that's inside of you. White people will tell you by now, you can't find nobody else unless you love yourself, right? Oshun represents the love of self. Then you're able to find somebody. Common sense shit. But your ancestor represents them bitches and hoes that know the score with some dick and pussy. Herb packs saved my life, bought my house. My nigga KL gave me that. Not fucking Lakshmi, Osiris, Baphomet, my nigga KL. When my father died, my whole fucking lecture game turned on. When Khadijah's father died, he came with so much money, so it felt justified buying her shit now. Well, at least her father's contributing to the cause. Our money went up to a whole nother level. Your people do that. Bitches fuck with me, I call her my stepmother. She breaks legs, nigga. Breaks legs, bitches come in hobbling. I don't know what happened. I thought I seen the step. Thanks, Carol Brown. What you want? Shit, lady? Gotcha. That's how it works. Ancestors is what's going to get your day-to-day over.
Ancestors. So calling on your ancestors is a very important practice, spiritual practice that we got to look into and understand to the core. Shout out to Panic, rising in power to the god Panic. And understanding your ancestors' veneration and how the whole thing works is science. That's it. We don't gotta spookism this thing. We don't gotta trick our mind into believing that, it's deeper than what it is. It's about tapping into a certain energy. It's about tapping into a certain vibration. It's about tapping into a certain flow, into music. Don't worry, I'm going to get there. So you want to understand to the core, right, that rituals are a big play in turning on your energy. Physical rituals, mental rituals, technology rituals, whatever it is, it's about turning on your energy inside of you. And like that Bashar clip I played at the beginning, the synchronicities will come and that will lead you to your next destination, whatever your heart might be desiring. So I want to dive deep into the ancestor veneration and how it works and why you need to get into it heavy. First thing first, you got to start with an intention. I cannot stand them people that says, nah, I'm just doing it because my heart is in it, or whatever they believe, right? That's not being honest. Your heart is not in it. You don't give a fuck about what your grandfather went through. Now I get it, maybe, right? Maybe you might have a space where you're like, okay, I just want to know about you, granddad. But that's still an intention. So you got to lead with the intention of why you're doing it. There's a book called Ancestor Veneration. I should have brought it up. Ancestor Veneration. This is not no goddamn praying thing that we're doing. You're asking them for something. Ask and ye shall receive. So you have to have a clear intention in why you're doing your ancestor work. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have a clear intention of why you're doing it, then you're really just what you call it, masquerading. What I call them spiritual costume people. You feel me? Instead of actually tapping into the work and changing your energy inside of you, the spiritual costume people will put on a play, a dance, a big performance in order to say I did it. And that's just ego. So you want to have an intention when you're going into the Day of the Dead and ask them for something that's going on with you, baby, or something that you want to know about them. See, look, when I was doing this ancestor work heavy, right? And I was doing the spiritual costume thing, giving ancestor money, but not really going deep into the fold of how it works, what's actually happening, and what's going on. Right? I'm doing the ancestor veneration, but I wasn't really in it. Right? My heart wasn't in it, and I didn't have no intention. I was still being a Christian spiritualist, essentially. Because niggas is doing stuff just to be doing it and just to say that they're in the game. See, that was an illusion. When I finally said enough is enough, let me figure this shit out. Why the fuck did it? What the fuck is going on? Why is this thing happening? I got real mad one day, real upset. I was like, all right, man, fuck it. I just wanted to know about my dad because I never knew about him. And I had certain traumas that I had to deal with in order to, and I heard stories about him and stuff like that, but them traumas was based off of me believing that I was part of my dad's energy. So I had to literally get some information from him to heal myself and understand why I moved the way I moved, why I was an alcoholic and a drug addict and stuff like that, because he was the same way. So boom, one day I just got fed up and said, fuck it. I'm going all the way in, focused, heavy heart with my dad. I'm in there, ancestor money, crying, candles going, and the smells is powerful and everything. I'm going off. I just need you to come to me with some information, come to me with something. I'm going. My whole energy just changed. I just was a monster in that moment, right? Only was about 5 to 7 minutes. I'm just a monster in that whole passion, heart, love. Nigga, not even an hour later, my cousin called me that never had my number, never talked to him before ever, right? He got my number from my other cousin, and he just randomly called me an hour later, and him and my dad was like best friends. And he was an older gentleman, you know what I'm saying? And they were just, you know how this Jamaican thing goes. And that nigga was ringing out everything with this nigga was telling me so much stuff about my dad. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. And the last thing I told that nigga, I'm on the phone with him. The last thing I told him was, nigga, I just talked to that nigga right just now. Because it sounded like he was gonna lean into some spiritual shit a little bit. I told him that shit, and that nigga was like, yeah, man, yeah. No, I get it, with the Jamaican accent. No, I get it. He was on the phone saying he thought I was crazy, nigga. I said, I just spoke to that nigga. I said, man, I said, I was going in. He said, yeah, but I gotta go. So, yeah, nice talking to you, cuz. I'll talk to you soon. I said, all right, man. He probably thought I was a crazy nigga, like I was on the spectrum or something in this bitch. But I was just being real. I just had to let him know and express that truth to him real quick. So I had an intention. I went in heavy with my heart, right? Went in heavy with passion, with love, with a conviction. And that intention drove attention to my old man, his spirit, or in the fourth dimension. And then the action came in this third dimension. Remember, everything starts in the fourth dimension. So it will fall down if you what? Put a little heart into it, right? Put a little heart into it, but then also understand the laws of the universe. Mentalism, cause and effect, mentalism and cause and effect, right? So the mind is all, the universe is mental. So if you don't even have the gumption and understanding to understand that there is something beyond this third dimension, then it's not going to work. And that's a big, big deal. Like in my consultations, it's always the same kind of thing. I just don't know. Well, the only way you're going to know is one, your out of body experiences. That's important. Your lucid dreaming, right? And then astral projections and all of that, right? That's important. All of that will help you have more confidence in tapping in with your ancestors. See, when you see your grandma come to you in your dreams, when you're in that half wake, half sleep stage, right? Rapid eye movement stage, but it's like a different level of gas that's happening. You in your room, you damn near feeling the energy come upon you, and then all of a sudden you see a light of a being come to you, and you know it's your grandma. Then that's something different, right? That's a feeling. Not recognizing your grandma as her image, you feel me? You're more so in a different space, in a different level of genius, with the feeling aspect, saying, wow, grandma, you came to me, and you don't even know why you're feeling that this energy is your grandma, but it is, and you're encapsulated in the moment. See, my grandma came to me. I had stopped drinking back in the day, and I had went into a space of saying, all right, I just, I needed to stop heavy, right? This is when I was heavy drinking and on the drugs and shit like that. And the first day when I stopped drinking, woo, grandma came to me that night, and she just gave me a rundown. Hey, look, all of that stuff that you've been doing is not really for you. It's actually messing you up and destroying your body and destroying your energy. So you can't get in contact with us based off of you being so out of it all the time. And that's an important aspect in this thing because, and look, I was just out of it. My brother-in-law had it was his birthday, right? So we went to go celebrate his birthday, karaoke night and all of that. You feel me? And nigga, I got tore up. And I ain't drunk in so long like that. But then I started thinking about it. I said, I probably ain't drunk in like a year like that. So it's like every year I get really fucked up. You feel me? Karaoke, doing my thing. You feel me? I'm up there getting to it. But I started thinking about it and I said, hold on, nigga. Wait a minute. Because we didn't drink that much. That's the crazy thing. We drank at the club, right? We had a shot at the house. Cool. Boom. Shot at the house. Cool. Right? For, hey, happy birthday. Then we surprised them. Took them to the karaoke bar or whatever. Cool. Nigga, I asked for a Don Julio top shelf, whatever, right? Drink. I just got one drink. Then everybody else start buying drinks. But something hit me the next day. I said, oh shit, them niggas not even serving us the Don Julio. They probably showed us some cheap ass tequila because I was fucked up that next day. So then, how do you know what these fucking restaurants and bars are putting in your drink? They probably putting some cheap ass tequila in that shit, mixing it with some sugary ass shit, and then you drinking it like it's I said, them motherfuckers got me, boy. I know for a fact they did. I'm only top shelf if I am going to drink, and I rarely drink. So I was trying to figure out why the fuck was I so fucked up? Yep, they doing that. So, hey, y'all be mindful what y'all drinking and how y'all buying the shit, because I think, any of my bartenders or whatever out there, let me know if that's the game y'all running on people. You feel me? Because I don't know. That's how I was too tore up the next day. I was like, what the fuck is this? I said, nah, that shit was some bullshit. So understand also ancestor veneration, right? Ancestor veneration is a law of cause and effect. Cause and effect. For every cause, there has to be an effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to the law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. So you believe in it's a chance or happenstance happen, but really you put in some kind of play or did some kind of low vibrational action to lead you to more of the low vibrational channels and adventures. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. Nothing escapes the law of cause and effect. I cannot make it up. So now your ancestor veneration is very, very important because at the same time, at the end of the day, if you're putting in the code, right, during your ritual work, right, now all of a sudden you're going to make sure that you're telling spirit that there is an effect that's going to happen. So something will happen based off of you doing your ancestor work. Very, very important, family, to understand. So a lot of this stuff is in the mind and it's confidence, right? You have to have an intention, one, and understand that the attention you're giving to that intention, to that ancestor work, is going to push a particular action into the sphere. So a lot of this stuff is built off of your heart. And like I was saying, once I did that with my dad and got into the heart work heavy, right? My field opened up, my toroidal field opened up, and I was a magnet for what my cousin calling me, right? So understand to the core that this is heart work and your heart is just based off of feelings. So you can't go into your ancestor veneration and be half-assing it, right? That shit ain't gonna work. You can't half-ass nothing. Your meditation, none of that shit. Because remember, it's the feeling that matters. The words ain't shit. If you're not feeling nothing, if your energy is not up, if you're not in a space of damn near translucent, this alpha theta state, where you damn near feel like you in another dimension, based off of you got the smells going, you got all the elements on your ancestor altar, you got your candles lit, you feel me? You even might have took a shot or two just to get in that right vibration. You in the space, you're focused, you already meditated, you in a whole nother trance-like state, right? That's when that shit works. And that's when it's gonna come through heavy. See, when you're just like, all right, fuck it, I'll just do it for show and play, then you really not respecting the energy. It's the same thing with libations, right? So when you're pouring libations to your ancestors, you can't just get a $5 bottle and think that's going to work. Now, if you have $10 to your name and you buy a $5 bottle, then that's going to work. But let's say, you know, you up or whatever, right? You can't just get a $5 bottle because you didn't feel nothing, right? You didn't sacrifice any kind of energy. See, that bottle got to be felt. You got to get that $200 bottle to feel it. Oh, I felt that. I paid for this bitch. I paid for this hoe. So now, guess what? You felt that payment. Right? 200 for the bottle. Now, when you doing your libations and pouring that out, guess what? That gasoline got some effect on it, baby. Because you know you just spent to get that bitch going. So it's just based on, and remember, money is just energy. So it's based off of your currency that you're bringing in, right? And based off of your heart feeling it. So y'all don't get them $5-10 bottles, and then some of y'all big baller niggas, shit, y'all might have to get the $2,000 bottle. Some of y'all that's up, y'all might have to go grab that $1,000 bottle real quick. You feel me? But you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay because remember, energy, the money is tied to your energy. So now, boom, you drop 200 on a bottle, right? And that energy that you felt in giving that up is the sacrifice that you needed to have in order to manipulate the libation pouring, right? Where the gasoline is going to actually start to move because you're feeling every drop of you pouring it to the earth, giving it to your ancestors. Very, very, very important. I don't want y'all to waste y'all time. So I'm just speaking scientific facts, right? This is about energy. The energy inside of you, the energy inside of you is about moving that thing some way, somehow, based off of you sacrificing, right? And based off of you understanding that it is a process of emotionalism, right? Is bringing in that energy, emotion, that emotionalism to feel from the quantum level that exchange happening. So you want to get into that heavy, get you if you're doing the libations, get you an expensive bottle, because remember, this is about your heart work, and this is about manipulating your heart by the sacrifice. You feel me? Very, very important. And this says, our thoughts and emotions affect the heart's magnetic field, which energetically affects those in our environment, whether or not we are conscious of it. Heart work. The human heart generates a significant electromagnetic field considered the strongest rhythmic field produced by the body, which extends beyond the body and can be measured using sensitive magnetometers. This field is created by the electrical activity of the heart muscle during contractions, essentially acting as a bioinformation carrier. That's important, right? Your heart. So remember, you're not this physical body. You know, when you see black people, they be all emotional and shit like that, or whatever, you feel like they're all emotional, or Caucasian people feel like we're all emotional, right? On TV, sports, all of that, right? That's them being in spirit, baby. That's them being in their zone of genius in that time, that flow state that's actually moving shit to score this touchdown or to hit that game winning 3-pointer, right? So you have to take on that pressure. Pressure makes a diamond, in order to bring forth a certain manifestation. Very, 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 very important. So on the Day of the Dead and on Hallows Eve, I want y'all to understand, if your heart is not in it, if you have a headache or whatever, and you're not really, you half-assing trying to do this shit, don't do it. Just wait another day. You feel me? You want to get all the elements on your altar, right? Get the candles lit, make it dark, get the smells going, right? Because all of these are stimulating your senses. Get your mind right. Maybe you do have to take a supplement, take the meditates, take something to calm you down, calm your nerves, right? Put you in a trance-like state, get you in this alpha state, right? And then start going for yours with the ancestor veneration by moving your heart. Very, very important. So now, all of y'all that's been following me for years, y'all know I used to have a heavy ancestor altar, right? Heavy. But what I've been doing the past few years is I've been just using one ancestor at a time. So this is my new ancestor altar, right? Still got my items on it. You feel me? But instead of me having all these pictures of all these specific ancestors on it, D-Ray and I have been using one ancestor at a time. So we can focus more on that specific intention, right? Like Panic said at the beginning of this video, focus more on that specific intention of the ancestor and how they're going to help us in this third dimension. So, you know, remember when people transition, right? You always see a people transition and then people's power go up. A family member's power go up somehow, right? Something happens. That sixth man comes online heavy, right? That's them in the moment being so engulfed in the emotions of losing somebody in this third dimension, right? This is all science. I'm just telling y'all what it is. So in the emotion of them losing them, right? They people on the other side can feel that, because remember, this is a feeling thing. They don't have nothing to do about no whatever thoughts and all of that stuff, right? The thoughts are cool, but it's thoughts, feelings, then action. Boom. You feeling that vibration of losing your ancestor, you losing your people in them, right? You in a heavy hearted space. Your people that just left, that just transitioned, can feel that. They giving you place to run based off of you moving and falling into the synchronicity of it. So now understand to the core, right? Again, I'm gonna repeat this again because I want the family to get this work and to turn up in this third dimension. Like Panic said at the beginning of this thing, if you having some third dimensional situation problems, right? You need to call on your ancestors and call on them heavy and understand that they're gonna come through to give you plays.
You call on your family. Understand this. If you didn't like them motherfuckers on planet Earth, don't matter. They fondled you, don't matter. They were supposed to be doing it, because I know the motherfuckers. Grandfather used to argue with this motherfucker. My uncle told me I stood on the step just so I could be eye to eye with this motherfucker. Fuck you, you're gonna die before me, you old motherfucker.
So that's an important fact as well too, but I'm gonna save that for I'm gonna save a lot of that for the Patreon, because I know how people get when the information gets real strange. So you know what happens is your people in them, they're out of the body, right? So essentially what's going to happen is you have to understand, when you're doing with the intention you're bringing forth, you want to come into a space of understanding that they have information for you now, right? That's going to be very, very vital for you in this third dimension. So when you move into that space of saying, oh, okay, I get it. This wasn't the 42 laws of my aunt. This is not real, right? Then you can actually work with your ancestors and your people in them that probably had a bad attitude or whatever in this third dimension, based off of you trying to get some kind of knowledge that they came through them in this third dimension. So for instance, if you had a rich uncle, right, and he was heavy into the real estate game, right, and he just knew all about all of that shit, you call, but y'all never seen eye to eye and shit, you feel me? You call on that nigga and he'll run you into the particular direction of the play based off of him being able to have now a bigger grand scope of this thing with the bird's eye view, but then moving you into the feeling mechanism. So you got to feel where they're coming from and not think with the logical brain. You know, they say the heart is the first thing made in the fetus, right? The first thing being developed is the heart. The brain is coming 2 months later. The heart is all the way completely developed by 18 days. So that tells you your heart, your feeling mechanism, this electromagnetic field again, right, is your biggest play. That's the biggest brain. That's the real brain. That's your real intelligence. Moving how the wind blows, understanding that level of gas. But we've been tricked and mind controlled into believing, right, that we got to suppress our feelings, put all of that to the side, and become robots. intellectual creatures of the Matrix, robots. And they built that based off of the public school teaching, religion, and then your mama's getting passed down the same information over and over and over again. So y'all become complete robots. TV, right? Hell, even the Bloods and Crips, they're robots. That's just based off of the glamour. Yeah, I want to be down too. You feel me? All of that shit is glamour. All of that shit is just you being in sync with a certain vibration that puts you in the intellectual thinking instead of the feeling mechanism of this thing, which is your heart. And you know, y'all still have that little voice speaking to you over and over and over again, telling you the plays, giving you the understanding. So we've been working with one ancestor at a time, family. And this has been bringing us tremendous results. Tremendous results. Like I told y'all, I've been manifesting like a motherfucker this year. And I've been, you know, whatever, I've been doing it for the time I've been in my spiritual work heavy. But for some reason, it seemed like it's been coming even faster and a lot more aggressively, I guess. You feel me? This whole year has been a beautiful 2024. Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely amazing. And, you know, one aspect of that is me changing some things up. Like I'm going to the gym now and shit. You feel me? So that was an aspect of it. But then another aspect of it that I'm putting two and two together is this one ancestor at a time. So y'all remember back in the day, y'all seen my ancestor altar. It was nothing but 30 niggas on that bitch. You feel me? Nipsey Hussle, everything. My grandma, great grandpa, all of them. You feel me? I had all type. Panic was on there. I was like, God damn. Well, I put them on, you know, towards the end of me taking everybody off and then running it one person at a time. So now well, you know, do what you want, but you know, I've been in this thing for a while, and I believe that the one ancestor focus at a time is heavy. So now the Day of the Dead is coming. So now you want to turn up on one ancestor, or just try this. If you want to do multiple at a time, cool, right? That was my old hat. Cool. See how it works for you. What I'm saying is, when I put one picture of the ancestor up, put my candles up, right, and put certain elements that particular ancestor liked, right? Maybe it'd be some food, maybe it'd be some alcohol that they like, maybe it'd be a cigar, you feel me, like my grandpa liked and stuff like that, right? Boom. That focus, attention, right, is going to turn you into a monster with the information that they're going to give you. So it's the same thing when I tell y'all you can't work on all your chakras at once. You got to focus in on one chakra at a time, right? So that level of attention to detail is very, very key, because remember, you're trying to communicate to one specific spirit that lives inside of you in the quantum realm. That's going to bring you synchronicities and alignments that's going to move you into whatever your intention is. Might want to listen to that again, rewind this thing, because that is very important as well, family. I'm telling you. So now, just the focus, attention, detail to that one specific ancestor. So put it like this, right? If you want to get in contact with Michael Jackson, listen to Michael Jackson all day, watch his interviews, listen to his interviews and stuff like that, watch his videos, his music videos. Definitely just go crazy with his music, read articles on him. And that's another thing, family. Look, tomorrow in the book club Patreon, family, we're going to dive deep into that Kendrick Lamar build. Absolutely amazing, dog. I said, hey, I told y'all that nigga talking about them Mountain Dews. Ha, gotta put everything in code though, baby. That nigga tapped in. We're gonna talk about that bizarre magazine that wrote in. You feel me? That he did an article in. Absolutely fire. So boom, all of that, right? All of that focused attention to Michael Jackson is going to move Michael Jackson into your stream of consciousness. Hello, stream. Row your boat gently down the stream. That's going to give you the information and the plays to make whatever intention you riding with work or come into fruition. You feel me? So then, boom, you tap in with Mike. You want to know how to be a I don't know what you'll tap into Mike for. A childlike spirit, right? You're like, nigga, I love seeing you in that Never Never Land. Tell me a little bit more about it. You feel me? Whatever it might be, right? Then all of a sudden, you got the urge to eat cotton candy and shit. So, hey, I'm just telling you how the shit works. Let me stop playing with y'all, man. Boom, look, this is happening this Friday. I'm selling a limited amount of boxes. This Ancestor Veneration power pack box, right? All of this stuff in it. You know, I haven't had a sale in a while, so I said, okay, I'll sell something. And look, I'm only doing a limited amount, maybe about 20 boxes, because these boxes are big and it's everything in it. Here it go. I'm sending this off to you so you can get ready for the Day of the Dead. The Day of the Dead. The meditate is going to keep you in a calm, more peaceful, relaxed state. You feel me? Ganesha, the Ganesha spray is going to move stuff out of your way, right? The dream spray is going to have you tap into your lucid dreaming more. Clear space, lucid dreaming, right? Obviously, you know what to do with the ancestor money. Give to one particular ancestor, give the whole stack to that ancestor. Watch how much your power goes up. Boom, and then some sage, you feel me, to clear out the air, clear out all the low vibrational thoughts that might be happening. And it's going to be a special price, baby. Hey, the price that y'all going to see, and it's happening Friday, 7 a.m. Central Time. So when y'all see the price, you better grab it quick, because I'm telling you, it's going to sell out in 30 minutes. And, you know, it's just showing love to the family real quick, man, because, you know, I know a lot of times the stuff can be overwhelming, but I want to prepare the family to move into a space of trying this stuff. You feel me? Let's go. Let's try. Don't be afraid. Just try it and see what happens, right? But with the power pack box, the main thing you're going to have to use is your heart. Your heart. And also an instant download. We did this class last year. Ancestor Veneration Workshop. Neoshi, Dreamwise, D-Ray Wise, Priestess Aset. All four of us went into a powerful build, a powerful transformation, and that's going to be instantly downloaded to you. So when y'all see it go live Friday, grab it and understand that, hey, Dreamwise got your back. Coco. This movie is all about ancestor veneration, right? And this was essentially telling you that you are music. Unique verse, one song. So in order to tap into your song, right, you got to start with your vibration first. What are you vibrating with? See, Ernesto, the young boy, said, okay, I want to play music. Let me, and it was, the movie didn't show him actually doing the ancestor veneration, but it said, look, if you want to run with his music, because he was heavy hearted in the music, right? He went to the ancestor altar and played his music. So that was symbolic of you playing your music, your heart, your vibration, right? And giving it all you got in order to be successful in receiving information from your people them on the other side. Hey, y'all heard me. I've been saying it this whole build. if you're not in the space of feeling any of this shit, if you're not, the day you do your ancestor veneration, if you're not feeling it, pick your energy up. That's why I said screaming is good, right? All of that, the feeling, the power, right? So when you're in the weight room and you doing them squats and them hoes hurt, and that last one, you don't even know if you can get it, and you come up and you, that's what I'm talking about. You got to feel this shit. You're going to have to sacrifice your ego of looking silly or whatever the fuck and get into the space of being so engulfed in the presence of that moment that it takes you out of here. Telling you, I've been doing this for years, and for a long time I was doing it on some human ego shit, barely doing my rituals with no power, with no energy, right? Trying to half-ass my rituals, and guess what? You get half-ass results, which is probably no results. So now you need to power yourself up some way, somehow, and get out of your ego, like somebody's looking at you, and get out of your ego-driven way and move mountains when you're in your ritualistic bag. I don't give a fuck who you live with. Nigga, close your door and turn up in that bitch. Let them know that you see, y'all see, and I'm just telling you what it is. That shit will hold you back. You letting your roommates hold you back because you don't want them to hear you screaming to your ancestors or making loud noises and stuff. and then guess what the cycle is? You're gonna keep on staying with them niggas because essentially you can't get out of your own way. You gotta let all of that shit go. You talking to your trees, you talking to your crystals, that's none of their business. Who are they? Now they judging you, and now you feel some type of way. For what? They don't know you, nigga. You don't owe them nothing. They don't owe you nothing. So you have to move into the space of saying, you know what? I'm about to turn all my energy heavy. And whoever don't like it, that's on them. It don't have nothing to do with you. Very, very important, family. Understand that don't have nothing to do with you. So when look, it even says it here in the quote. It says, success doesn't come for free. Hello. Success doesn't come for free. You have to do whatever it takes to seize your moment. Ernesto de la Cruz. See, y'all didn't even know he was talking about vibration. So again, like Panic said at the beginning of this,
ancestors are people who lived on planet Earth and who have died. This gives them a special skill set that Oshun doesn't have, right? Your aunt knows how to pay rent. She knows how to get some dick at the club. She knows how to cook a hell of a pot of beans and every other thing that can possibly happen on Earth. So when you're saying, I need rent money, I need gas money, I need a better job, I need a new girl, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters? Ancestors. So remember I told.
So now let's think about this logically real quick on some human shit. So y'all know what they call spirits, right? They call the alcohol is called spirits. What does it do? It brings forth a level of emotions and a level of freedom, right? When you are on that alcohol, that moves you into more spiritual matters than the human matters. So now, when you are inebriated, right? You drunk, some kind of spirit has taken over your being, right? That gives you the I don't give a fuck, the liquid courage moment. So now I'm not telling y'all to drink. I'm telling y'all what time it is and how this thing works. If they're calling it spirit, then that's how you got to move in spirit. So now, without the alcohol, do the same thing and be engulfed in a powerful, strong moment in the ritual game, right? Where you don't give a fuck about nobody around you. You damn near feel like you drunk. And you're moving into a powerful trance-like state that brings forth the manifestation that you're seeking. Based off of your subconscious mind getting hit because you garnered so much energy that moves your spirit into changing your subconscious mind. So now, again, same thing with Ernesto de la Cruz. Success doesn't come for free. Message. Success doesn't come for free. That libation with that $5 bottle ain't gonna cut it, baby. You're gonna have to pay for this shit. You're gonna have to sacrifice the person you think you are with I don't want nobody looking at me. You're gonna have to sacrifice that, right? You're gonna have to sacrifice some energy, which might be some money, right? And you're gonna have to sacrifice time. Preparation is key, and getting into the space of making this place an elaborate ritual thing, right? And getting into the zone of genius to take you out of here. So now I'll give you another example. Think about in ancient times, right? When they used to dance and make all that noise and all those songs and chants and all of that stuff, right? With the big fire pit in the middle. They wearing elaborate costumes and stuff. They in a whole back damn circle and shit. What is that? That's a whole bunch of energy that they are invoking, moving the spirit, right, inside of them to turn on the manifestation that they need for the crops to reign supreme and shit like that. Chaos in the blood, baby. Hey, that's what it is, baby. So look, even in, hey, y'all like this video up, baby, like this thing up. So even when they sacrificed animals, right, it was them saying, all right, I'm gonna give you this whole cow that will feed us for a month or something like that. For a cow feeds us for a month. Yeah, shit. Give you this whole cow. It's gonna feed us for 2 months to bring forth more cattle or bring forth more whatever. You feel me? So you got to give something up. Look, in the movie in the show From, if y'all watching From, that's the whole concept of that too as well. Remember? He sacrificed, who did he sacrifice? He sacrificed, no, the black dude. He said, all right, I'm going to take this key to save these people on this ambulance thing or whatever. But the dude got chopped up. She said, hey, y'all go see it, man. I don't want to spoil it. Absolutely amazing. We've been watching that From and Penguin. Both of those been off the chain. Understand, family, this is about music and you are the music note. And if you are not vibrating in the space of spirit heavy, then you're not going to be able to free up the energy that you need to make that moment come to pass. It says you have to do whatever it takes to seize your moment. Give me some questions, family. Give me some questions. What's up, baby? What's the deal? Give me some questions. Yeah, panic was a mess, AA. Panic was a mess. But panic was real, He's saying, look, nigga, you want this mate to come? At home, it's about to be what, winter? It's getting cold out there, ladies. You feel me? You want that nigga to just be down with you and shit? You want to be in a relationship? Cuffing season and shit? Shit, you're gonna have to sacrifice a car space. So park in one space, right? Sleep on one side of your bed. You feel me? Go ahead and start making 2 plates. Hey, I'm just telling you what it is. If you want to feel that warmth at night, and that nigga hugged up on you and shit, you're gonna have to make some kind of sacrifice because he's gonna take up space. Especially a real nigga, they're gonna take up space. You feel me? So now you're gonna have to make some kind of space for this nigga to come through. So that's so start ritualizing that. You feel me? Start playing music, slow music, dancing with yourself. Act like you dancing with him. You feel me? That's a sacrifice, baby. That's where it's at. That's where the power lies. And that's how you're gonna turn up to get that mate for the winter season. Now I know y'all, when that summer come, you want this nigga and that's another story. You want your hot girl summer back, and hey, that's another story. I don't know. You feel me? It says, what does From play on? From plays on shit. What does From play on? It plays on AMC. Is that, I don't, man. We got all the apps, and you know how that Amazon TV, we got all of that shit, right? And all the shows that we watch just be underneath something, so we just click on the apps. We damn near got all the apps and shit. So I can't remember. Somebody put it in a thing. Yeah, Panic Kevin all the way 100. Can we call on an ancestor for anything we need, or we need to find a specific ancestor for whatever our specific need is? Now, you want to be able to look at that particular ancestor and understand their plight down here on Earth. So, like, even the ancestors that might have had, let's say, like a hard time on Earth, right? You could call on them to understand where they went wrong. You feel me? Like, so now let's say if there's a specific energy that you're residing with, and because I like to give examples. So now let's say it's a female, right? And she's been domestically abused. You feel me? And you want to understand about that particular notion, because now your niggas start pushing you a little bit or whatever, right? Obviously you trying to get rid of the nigga, but there's something else in the genius or whatever, right? But you're not sure if this nigga abusive or he just had a snap moment. You feel me? Call on her. She gonna let you know what time it is. Whoever that auntie that was abused was, right? Cool. Boom. We call on her. All of a sudden you see a dry, you call on her and say, Auntie, hey, is this nigga the one for me or whatever? You feel me? Am I supposed to be with this nigga or whatever, right? He kind of pushed me pretty hard. I was punching him. He kind of pushed me pretty hard. I was giving him them punches, and then he said, get off of me. And I kind of flew, and I was shocked. He apologizes either way, right? And your auntie come through on a license plate, or no, your auntie come through in a song or something that says, girl, you tripping, that's the nigga for you. Or it says on a license plate, yes, that's him, or whatever. You feel me? The sign will come up. Yeah, stay with this nigga. You the one that caused all of that stuff. You forgot that this nigga was 6'5", 280. Chaos in the blood, baby. Have you seen that new movie Substance? No, I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna check it out. I appreciate that. Y'all leave movies in the comments too, because we be looking for stuff to watch. Y'all leave movies in the comment. Why do we pour out if our ancestors live in us? Don't that means everything we take in is feeding them as well? Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. But remember, you're pouring out because you're not indulging in the activity. You feel me? So it's a sacrifice. That's why you're pouring out. You're pouring out the libations and alcohol because you're sacrificing your enjoyment of getting drunk and high or whatever, right? To give to them on the earthly realm. And remember, earth is heart backwards. If you put the H in front of earth, is heart. So when you give to the earth, you're giving to your heart, right? This is all symbolic and metaphysical, right? So now you're sacrificing the gasoline, the liquor, to give to them in a particular way, speaking from your heart, saying, hey, look, I just need this level of genius. Here go a bottle. So when they killed the cattle, they wasn't eating the cattle. They was giving it to Sister Earth, which is heart. Remember, this is illusion. So remember, the earth has a heart, electromagnetic wave as well, right? So that big ass wave is picking up the vibrational pitch that you're putting out. So yeah, you got to give that shit up. What? Hey, niggas be, I'm giving this to my ancestors, be feeling good than a bitch. Like, oh shit. So when y'all see me in the Master Student Conference and shit, I'm pouring libations, right, in that trash can, based off of me giving it to, Sister, not sac. Hey, you feel me? What about giving your ancestors animal sacrifice? Would that give them more energy? So if the animal meant something to you, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You don't have to even reach that far, right? Like if you give your animal, if you give you can't just go get a random rat or a cat. You feel me? Because that cat doesn't mean nothing to you. Let's say you got a cat and you like, this is my. See now we get into a little trickier stuff. When back in ancient times they gave up a newborn child, where the mama went through 9 months. They gave that newborn child, the Mayans, because they know that emotion that they had about to feel from sacrificing that child, or even a little bit older child. That's when this thing is tricky, baby. I'm just telling you what it is. You feel me? So, but nowadays you don't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? So everything requires sacrifice. This is a reciprocity world, right? You go to work to get a paycheck. The end. So there's no way in the world you can't just not give something up. You feel me? Either giving up time, energy, something that means something to you. So in order for it to work, it has to be meaningful. I can't just give up a stray cat. That's actually cruelty to animals. You feel me? But if that cat meant something to me and I went for mine and shit, you know how I go. Even though I don't recommend that, I wouldn't recommend that. Just give up. Just make you see sacrifices. You making an elaborate meal for your grandpa, the meal that he liked. You got to go get all the ingredients, right, from the store, right? You got to cook it up. You feel me? Now you can make you a plate and him a plate, but the plate you make, give to the earth. The plate you make for him, give to the earth. Make sure it's a good plate, because your grandpa like to eat. All them pork chops and mashed potatoes and shit with the gravy. And you got to make that cake that he liked, that bun cake he liked. Yeah. And if he liked to smoke weed, you got to roll him up one. Give all of that to the earth, which is you giving to your heart. Message. So, hey, I'm just telling you what it is. That's real. And that, see, because it took you so much time, it took you money, it took you energy to make all of that elaborate stuff. right? And then you said, all right, here, I'm giving it to. And some of y'all might be like, shit, I'm about to eat this. It's not how this thing works. You got to give it up, baby. Give it up. So that's important. Yeah, MGM is the channel we're from is on. MGM. Being told you have ties to the death realm in a dream by Bobby Hemmett, meaning. Being told you have ties to the death realm in a dream by Bobby Hemmett, meaning. I don't know what that means, but it just means you're in tap with the fourth dimension. Remember, nobody dies, but if you're just speaking about the fourth dimension, then yeah, you're tapped in. You feel me? The great Bobby. And understand that the fourth dimension, we're all tapped in. If you can hear this message, we're all tapped in. We just have to understand how to tap in. And a lot of times what happens is we're not tapping in based off of us being in, how would you say, an egoic state of the human. You feel me? So you want to be tapped in just based off of understanding how this thing works. All these books and shit is just about your true source of power, right? So understanding how to interpret these books is very, very important as well, right? How often should we do rituals? As often as you like, Miss Goddess, as often as you like. And then you'll know when you did one that says, all right, that bitch is about to work. Remember, I said this is about cause and effect. You feel me? So remember, cause and effect is a key play when you're in this thing. See, this is the thing. We be playing with our own self. You know when you did enough. You can feel it. You like, nigga, I know I did that shit. Nigga, I'm damn near tired. Like, D-Ray and I used to put on elaborate spiritual baths. You know that bitch was gonna work to cleanse your aura. You feel me? So you gotta think about it like, all right, what am I about to give up to tap into this particular change of energy frequency to move myself into a different spectrum of thought? I missed one. It says, do you have to cleanse the energy of the last ancestors before working on the next? Nah, I never did. You know what I'm saying? I just moved on to the next person. Not like in a space of now we sage and Palo Santo a lot, especially in my magic room. I just be having it open. So, my energy is always cleared in my magic room. But I wouldn't say you have to just necessarily say, oh, this is for, you know what I'm saying? You just keep on moving, keep on pushing. Have you watched the platform? Yeah, I watched the platform, both of them. And I'm supposed to do a decode on that bitch. And what the fuck that happened in it? Damn. I watched it like when it first dropped, I guess 2 weeks ago. Very interesting movie. Childlike spirit is in there, pyramids. The top of the pyramid is your pineal gland. The child will lead them. They had 333 levels, which is just the vertebrae, the spine. Damn, it was something important that happened in there. But I'm gonna try to do a decode on it because that shit was a powerful show. If you knew what you was looking at. If they die from cancer, do you still offer tobacco? Yeah, if that's what they love. Because shit, if they said, I'd rather go out, you feel me? I'd rather go out and then stop smoking than shit. That's what it is. You got to think about what did they love down here on this earth realm, right? Now, in them final moments, if this stuff speaks to you, right? It'll speak to you in a particular way. So a lot of times it's not no right or wrong to it. You just got to try and see what happens, right? You got to think about it like, let me get into the space of, I know what this nigga liked down here, right? So now on his final days, if he said, I regret, then obviously, you don't run with that. you don't run with the tobacco. But if he said, nigga, I'm smoking till the wheels come off, then that's what it is. You can lay some tobacco down and get it in. And then obviously, mainly put all the elements on your altar to bring forth the earth, which is heart. The earth, which is heart. So fire, get you a candle, fire, right? And remember, the flame is going to put you into the subconscious mind. So get you multiple candles. It's going to put you into that alpha state, alpha damn near theta state. So make it dark. Flame is going to put you in that alpha theta state as it's flickering, right? I just seen a video on that earlier today. Let me see if I can find it. I said, oh, this not, I'll find it later. Basically, suffering for self in a good way in terms of feeling. Basically, suffering for self in a good way in terms of feeling. Yes, I like to use the word suffering because when I go to the gym, I'm not necessarily suffering, right? So when you do a fast, you're giving up food, right, for a particular energy to come online. You feel me? So whenever I'm in a fasted state, my emotions arise to the surface and I'm able to deal with them accordingly. And I'm moving a lot faster in a fasted state. So, but I'm not necessarily suffering because I'm not eating, right? We got to go back to understanding that they tricked us into believing we need to eat 3 times a day, right? There might be a space of where eating once a day was our natural rhythm, but now that we're such in a non-self-reliant place, right, that we're so comfortable, the TV, the iPads and stuff like that, technology, we're out of rhythm. We're out of this homeostasis balance part of our natural way of being. You feel me? So you want to think of it as getting back into order, right? Getting back into the natural rhythm, because you don't want to think of it as a painful thing. It feels, the feeling might be quote unquote deemed as but that's good. You want to feel that, right? You want to feel that burn. So when you go in the gym, that struggle, yeah, that's good, right? Because it's gonna help you stretch. It's gonna help you get stronger. So so I don't even think so. When I'm on a fast, I be excited when I get headaches. So what is that? Oh yes, thank you. You feel me? Because I know that shit is gonna take me to another level. You feel me? So yeah, you just want to be able to understand that in a holistic way, because that's all it is. Is there a book on ancestor altars and rituals? I left it downstairs. It's called Ancestor Veneration. There's also a book. Do I got a book up here? Ancestor Veneration. I can't remember the lady's name. Oh wait, I might have one up. Oh, here go book. I got all kinds of books up here. Honoring Your Ancestors, a guide to ancestral veneration. Mallory Baldus, Honoring Your Ancestors. There's also a good book called what's the name of that other book? What's the name of that lady? It's not really an ancestor book, but it's a good book called man, what's the hell is the name of that lady? I can't remember her name. Oh, damn, lost me. Damn, I'm right there too. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of good books though, but damn, I wish I could remember that lady's name and the book of her name. It was called Akashic Records book. It's some kind of book called Akashic Records. Yeah, Marie Silva is a good one too. She talks about the pineal gland. I think she got an ancestor book too, but I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about somebody else. What if the ancestors like crack? Hey, go for it, baby. What's wrong with that? If you can't, shit, you're not gonna take it. You feel me? See, that's the moralism stuff too. So you got to remember, all of this moralism stuff doesn't have anything to do with you. We're talking about them and making plays for them in the particular moment, so we can actually tap into the energy. You feel me? So that's a very, very important thing. And in this book, see, look, boom, turn right to it. Offerings. When you make offerings to your ancestors, you can leave them out on your altar. Well, blah 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 blah. Okay, that's not saying nothing. But setting lights, they just tell you basic stuff about getting into, how would you say, the vibe, right? That's all. When you put on all these costumes and stuff and all of that for Halloween, that's just you getting into the vibe of contacting a particular ancestor that might be tied to a costume or whatever. You feel me? So think about all of that as just an elaborate dance and stuff like that. You feel me? What's your take on the Behovian Grove and animal sacrifices to other deities? Yeah, all of that stuff. See, when what we're talking about, right, is understanding about our time, if you will. You feel me? So a lot of times we believe that the grass is greener on the other side based off of them being from the ancient times and shit like that. But if we're putting ourselves in, if we was born down here, right, and we put ourselves in this particular time and space, right, the animal sacrifice, like people when they take blood from themselves, cut themselves and all of that stuff, you don't necessarily have to do that, right? You don't have to drink the period blood because you want to get down and dirty or whatever, right? You just got to understand why they were doing it and what the gasoline was based off of, you know, them using it for energy, because that's, everything is energy, right? So if everything is energy, then them using it as energy is a personal power inside of them, right? That's making them feel like this is something I need to sacrifice. But now we don't have to sacrifice animals and goats and all of this other stuff because food is abundant or whatever, right? And we can sacrifice other things like money or alcohol. You feel me? That's the form of energy. You feel me? Yes, sir, family. Yes, sir. Look, hey, it go down Friday. Go get your power box. I'm selling this for the family, so be on the lookout for that. 7 a.m. Limited amount of boxes available. Meditate for you to calm your nerves, get you in that space of tranquil peace, homeostasis, right? With the bacopa and the ashwagandha. Ganesha spray to clear out your energy, your room, so you can open up the way. Dreamtime spray, that spray right there, that Dreamtime spray is going to put you into your lucid dreaming state so you can be in trance in the dream state and really get into the space of seeing your ancestors come through. Ancestor money, you know, hey, you can't do nothing without giving, sacrificing some kind of physical representation, and then the sage stick is going to clear and open out the way. Open up some ways to get all that stagnant energy that's not serving you as well. You feel me? All of this is Friday, 7 a.m. Central Time. And yes, it will all come before Hallows Eve because it's only a one-day sale. So first come, first serve. The cart will be open for an hour. I ain't sold nothing on my Shopify site in so long because TikTok's been going off the chain, right? So I just said, fuck it. I gotta do something in this bitch. God damn. So, you know, it is what it is. It's here. And then also you get this Ancestor Veneration workshop instant download. And the price is going to be absolutely a steal when you see it. D-Ray Rise, Dreamwise, Neoshi. And I said, and this instant download that hey, that class right there, watch that hoe. And the Yoshi did the what you call that, putting people in the trance-like state, the hypnosis, right? Work it for the family, and all you got to do is follow along in the video. She's gonna hypnotize you and put you into that trance-like state so you can get into your ancestors in that moment. So yeah, watch this before the Day of the Dead and Hallows Eve, and then go down. Yes, sir, family. I love and appreciate y'all. Love and appreciate y'all. Y'all know what it is. Peace to the gods.